What's up, guys? Today we're coming at you with a Supreme King Zark deck profile. So let's jump into this deck profile and let's see what we're coming at you with. We're running 3 of our Harmonizing Magician. This guy's one of the best magicians that you got to be able to, whenever he's pin summoned from the hand, he's going to allow you to be able to special summon one of your magicians from out of the deck, and that can be very useful for you depending on what plays you want to make, depending on if you want to go into a rank 7 play or if you just want to go into some just style point plays. But he's very, very good. And also too, whenever he's in the pin scale, he's going to allow you to get an extra 100 attack point boost for every magician that's face up in the extra deck. So that's very useful. We're also running 2 Black Fang. Black Fang is a very good card. He's like a monster reborn whenever he's popped in the destroy for one of your dark monsters. Very useful. Also too, he's going to allow you to target one of your face-up opponent's monsters and drop his attack points by half. That is very crucial. So that's very good effect to you and can help you out with a lot of your plays. We're also running 2 Purple Poison. Purple Poison is very good for whenever you go into the damage step or when you're bounding your opponent's monsters. It's going to be able to do the same thing like Black Fang and be able to do some quick up attack points boosters. So it's very useful to you and can help you keep your cards on the field. Also too, when it's destroyed, it's going to allow you to be able to destroy a card on the field. So that's very, very good. We're also running 2 White Wing Magician. This card, a lot of people don't like this card and don't play it, but I think it's a very good card. The fact that you're able to protect your dark magicians on the field from one effect is very good. And also too, it's just another good tuner that has 1600 attack defense. It's very attack and just a good attacker for the deck. We're running 3 Wisdom Eye because Wisdom Eye can help us get those pin scales so easily. To be able to pop itself and be able to set up whatever high or low scale that we need is very good. It's not a once per turn effect, so that's very useful to us. We're running 2 Oath Dragon Magician. Oath Dragons is good for helping us to get the monsters back out of the extra deck. Also too, if there's any in the graveyard whenever he's normal special summon, we can get those monsters back to hand too. It's very good to us. We're also running 1 Zanky Magician just because we like to hate on those light monster effects that like to pop off when he's in the monster zone. And also too, he has the extra deck spot, but the main reason why we want to use him is for the making sure that he has a level 7 on board so we can go into our rank 7 plays. Also too, we're running 1 Dragon Collar Magician. I like this card just the fact it's able to allow you to be able to make any of your magicians into a dragon. And to summon Zark, you need a Pendulum Dragon. So you can use this card, switch it into a dragon to activate that effect, make it so it's a dragon so you can use it for that material. That's the reason why I like him. Another reason, he's a level 7 and a low scale and helps us go into our rank 7 plays. We're running 1 Dragon Pit Magician. Dragon Pit Magician is good for being a level 7. Also too, when he's in the pin scale, to pitch one of our cards and to destroy the back row is very good to us. We're also running the Starter Engine with the 3 Chronograph and the 1 Time Gazing Magician. This is very, very useful to us. We want to be able to get the engine started. We want to get Electrum out there as fast as possible. So to use this card, and also too, Chronograph Sorceress is going to be the one that's going to be able to allow us to go into Zark. So when he's on the field and we have whatever effect materials that we need, we activate this effect in order to get our Zark on the field. So that's very useful. We're also running the 1 Gate 0 and the 3 Dark Worm. This is just, like I said, a good starter engine. We want to be able to get this ball rolling as fast as possible, either to bait out our opponent's cards or to be able to start getting our plays going. And a lot of guys have asked me, do they have to run the Mythical Beast engine? And my answer to that is no. To me, the Mythical Beast engine is very flawed for the Magician deck. Now for Odd Eyes, it's a different story. The new structure deck that's coming out is very different. But for the Magicians, I think everybody should be running 3 Abyss Actor Curtain Raiser. This, I think, is the best alternative for the Mythical Beast engine. It's a lot cheaper. It's going to be something that you can also go into plays with your level 4s, things like that. It's a pin scale 7, so you're still gonna be able to pin summon without any restrictions of level 4. That if, like I said, if you get ashed or something like that, you're gonna be stuck with that in the pin scale. And that's what I mean when I say that these cards can get stuck in your hands. It could be very detrimental to some of your plays. But I think Abyss Actor Curtain Raiser is very good. Have it in your pin scale. You got nothing out there, special summon it, and just be able to keep your plays going. But that is it for our monsters. For the spell cards, we're running 3 Allure Darkness. Allure Darkness just to be able to search into that deck a little bit more, just to be able to get a little bit more access to whatever cards we might need. If we got duplicates or something, send it on out. We don't need it, and keep our plays going from there. We're running 1 Pot of Desires. Desires is good to me at 1. A lot of people like to run it at 3. Everybody has different tastes. Everybody likes it different plays. To me, I like to run 3 Allure Darkness and 1 Pot of Desires. Pot of Desires, when I hit it that one time, it's just like Pot of Greed. Throw out all the extra cards that I don't need and just be able to draw those fresh 2 cards and keep my plays going. I'm running 1 Dragon Shrine and 1 Foolish Burial. This is just to be able to get our Dark Worms into the graveyard. Dragon Shrine is mainly for Dark Worm. Foolish Burial, I can either send any of my magicians that I might need into the graveyard. For instance, I might want to send Zanky into the graveyard and then use Black Fang's effect to pop to special summon him back, and that's another negate on board. Or I might send Purple Poison and use Black Fang's effect to pop and get that special summon for a defender, and also to make my opponent be worried about what I'm going to pop. So these 2 1-on-1s very good. Also running 2 Duelist Alliance. This is to be able to make sure we get to those pendulum cards that we have. Anything that has pendulum in its name, go ahead and grab that. Keep our plays going. We're also running 2 Pendulum Call. To me, 2 Pendulum Call is very, very good. I get what I need to be able to see it when I need to see it. It's going to get me those magicians that I want. And then on top of that, my opponent's not going to be able to target my pin scales. Very useful. I'm also running 1 Star Pentagraph. Star Pentagraph, I like it in combination with the pin call. Like I said, if you're going to be destroying your pin scales, you want to get your Star Pentagraph out there. That way you can get a plus off of it and you can still keep your plays going. Whereas Pendulum Call, it's going to make sure that you're not going to be able to destroy your pin scales. So depending on what you want to do, I feel that Star Pentagraph is better than Pendulum Call. That's the reason why I feel like running Pendulum Call at 2 and Star Pentagraph at 1. And that is it for our spell cards. For the trap cards, we're running 1 Time Pentagraph, because like I said, when you have your pin call up, to be able to target one of yours and send 2 of your opponent's cards is very useful. Or just be able to destroy one of yours and still get other added effects is very good for you. But that is it for the main deck. For the extra deck, running 1 Supreme King Zark. Zark it's an overextender card. It's a card that you really don't need to summon, but to summon it is really, you're telling your opponent checkmate. For the fact is that this card can't be targeted. It wipes your whole opponent's board. It can't be targeted, and if you destroy it, you really work for it. But you're gonna have to get over 4,000 attack and 4,000 defense, so he's very good. Whenever he is destroyed, you set him in the pin scale. If your opponent draws a card that is anything outside of their draw phase, it pretty much destroys it. Also, 2 Fusion, Synchros, and XYZ monsters your opponent controls cannot activate their effects once per turn. So that's very, very crazy, and it's a very good effect. We're also running 1 Odd Eyes Vortex Dragon. Odd Eyes Vortex, you know, he's in every pendulum deck that I can run. Just the fact if I can get it out there, he's another good negate, and he's going to start recycling the monsters out of my extra deck. Very useful. We're also running the 1 Borlo Savage Dragon just because he is another negate. He's easy to summon in the deck. You got enough tuners and enough right sized monsters. You're going to have at least Electrum out there at one time that you're going to at least be able to hook to him and get 2 good negates. We're running the 1 Ignister just to be able to get that non-targeting removal. Spin back is very good for you. We're also running the 1 Supreme King Dragon Clear Wing. This guy's just good for wiping the board and just doing, you know, just messing up your opponent's mind state whenever they sit there and got that good board set up. You've out of everything and just say, wipe all your monsters. Dark Hole, very good. We're also running the 1 FA Dawn Dragster, just to be able to make sure that you can get another good negate, one that can negate just spells and traps, but still, the fact that you're negating that and you got something else to negate is very useful. We're running the 1 Odd Eyes Absolute Dragon. Odd Eyes Absolute Dragon is just to help us to get our vortex out there and keep our plays going. We're running the 1 Supreme King Dragon Dark Rebellion. This guy is good for making sure that if your opponent gets a monster that's too big out there, you can get over with this guy. You're going to detach the material, drop that monster to 0, and just run it over. We're also running 1 Time Star Magician. This guy helps you to get to your chronograph very, very easily. Put him on the board. It's going to allow you to search a dark monster out, spellcaster out, add it to your hand. Also, too, if your opponent tries to destroy one of your pendulum monsters on this field or in the pen scale, you can end up sending a magician to the graveyard, negate that. Just stop it right then and there, and then protect it. So that could be very useful to you for especially setting up through your Zark plays. We're running 1 Tornado Dragon. Tornado Dragon is very, very good. The fact that he can help you to, you can get the board set up the way you want to, end up going into a Vortex Dragon and set this beside of it, just in case your opponent does have any, you know, field spells they want to activate, or even if they activate an anti-spell, get the monsters you need out there first, go into this, start blowing off those problem cards. We're running 1 Abyss Dweller because sometimes there's a lot of graveyard activated effects, and if you can go into, you know, like I said, you go into your Vortex and go into this, you know, blind, and then when your opponent draws, you say effect, and your opponent grimaces, you know what kind of deck they're playing, and you know how the match is going to really end up for you. We're running the 1 Witch Apprentice just to be able to, like I said, there's a lot of darks in the deck. You know, you won't be able to special summon it fairly easy. It's a backup for your Electrum. If you don't want to go into your Electrum first, go into this, bait out whatever you think your opponent might have. That way you can save your Electrum till later. We're running 1 Heavy Metal Foes Electrum. All pendulum decks need this. This is just going to help you get the free pluses you want. Start getting your draws or searches, just little simple stuff, and just keep your plays going from there. We're running the 1 Zephyr Metatron because we won't get the 3-pointers pointing down. Also, too, a lot of people forget about this. If you have a extra deck monster that gets destroyed that points to this, you can recur one of your pendulum monsters either from your extra deck or from the graveyard, and that can help you keep the advantage over your opponent. Also, too, don't forget that you can target 2 cards on the field and banish them. So that gives you free removal with him too, so don't forget about that. And lastly, for the extra deck, we're running 1 Borlo Dragon because Borlo Dragon can out a lot of different things. You know, you set your plays up the way you want to, get Borlo on the field and make your opponent, you know, really deal with the real problematic card. But that is it for the deck profile, guys. Leave a comment in the comment section below. If you're new to the channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button. Also, too, don't forget to hit the like button. And if you didn't like the video, watch it one more time, baby. This is Emmanuel from Team DBZ Biscuit. We're out.